Joining us from Denver for a CNBC exclusive is the CEO, Brian Niccol, alongside our own Kate Rogers. Kate, take it away.
Carl, thank you so much. And Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Congratulations on the new role and, of course, a very strong quarter.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great start.
The stock is rallying again this morning. Now, that being said, it's been a tough few years for Chipotle. You had foodborne illness issues, slowing foot traffic, the introduction of some menu items that maybe didn't fare as well as the company might have hoped. As CEO, newly in this role, what's job number one for you?
Look, job number one is to remind people why they love Chipotle, right? Chipotle stands for, I think, the way people want to eat with our food with integrity proposition. The food is craveable. Everybody I talked to when the announcement came out that it became the CEO was like, Brian, you know, I love that brand. I love that food. I'm so excited to see you be a part of that company. So I think job number one is just reminding people what makes Chipotle different and why they love it.
And you're, of course, known as an innovator. Many investors and analysts excited about your appointment because of what you've done at Taco Bell with digital, innovative marketing, of course, a clothing line, introducing breakfast. I mean, you've already started a new marketing campaign here at Chipotle. Can you telegraph what innovations in terms of the menu might be on the way? Have you called up your old friends at Frito-Lay about a Doritos partnership over here? Are we going to be seeing those types of flashy partnerships and agreements with you in this role here?
You know, look, I think the good news for Chipotle is there is tons of opportunity in front of us for this company. And the reason is because, frankly, the economics are very powerful. The brand has a strong positioning. And what that sets us up for is to be an innovator in digital, an innovator in mobile ordering, frankly, an innovator in access. So as you think about catering and off-premise opportunities like delivery. So huge innovation opportunities there. I think there are huge innovation opportunities, frankly, across our menu. The one thing you'll see us do, though, is we need to focus on leveraging the platform that we have. The capability of people to get their food and move down this line is really amazing. And the food is craveable. And I think there's opportunities to use what we have and present it in new forms, new varieties to get people just re-engaged with what they love about Chipotle.
So you'll be focusing on these items that you have here on hand?
For now, I mean, look, there's definitely opportunities to bring in some new flavors as well. But I think one of the things that's great is we've got, you know, carnitas and chicken that people just absolutely crave. And I think there's ways for us to present them in, you know, formats that you would expect Chipotle to offer that currently we don't.
Okay, I know Jim Cramer does have some questions for you back in New York.
Sure.
So, Jim?
Well, first, Brian, congratulations on the job. I think that your work is already showing some success. I need to ask you a question.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, when I always interviewed Chipotle for many years for Mad Money, one of the subtle themes underlying the company was they're all natural, and the other guy, Liv Ma's guy, has got so many different ingredients in there that are kind of, let's just say, preservatives. How do you deal with the cultural change? One company, Liv Ma's, absolutely killing it, but certainly not the same kind of food. And I would say Chipotle would say that maybe that company didn't have as much integrity. What do you do? How do you deal with where you're from and where you are?
You know, look, what I'm excited about is where I am, because what I think Chipotle presents is really the food that people crave in the future and how they will want to eat in the future. I think it's important for us to keep the brand relevant, leading culture so that we're talking about the things that interest people. And, you know, look, the thing that's great about Chipotle, Jim, is when people share a burrito here or share a bowl, they're smiling, they're having a great time, they're engaged with the food. Look, I've got buddies of mine that are constantly saying, look, Brian, I'm going there almost every day. So I think there's huge opportunities for us to just celebrate what is great about Chipotle and get us in front of culture. Make the brand very visible. Get people excited about what they can experience when they come to Chipotle.
Well, let's talk about that, because you start your call basically by saying, listen, we got to increase our brand relevance. I always thought Chipotle was relevant. We got to further our brand purpose. I always thought they had a brand purpose. Jack Hartung, CFO, says we have to install a culture of accountability in the field. I always thought you had accountability. What was I missing?
You know, look, I think you're right in the sense that the brand and the company's had a very powerful purpose. I just want to further that and make it even more visible. I think, unfortunately, over the last couple of years, the brand has become invisible on what is a powerful purpose that really means a lot to people that work in the restaurants, like these guys right back here, as well as the people that come into these restaurants. And I think we've been way too quiet on what the purpose is of bringing great food, food with integrity that's craveable, to people. And I think we need to continue to really get very proud of that fact and be much more visible. And then on the culture of accountability, look, there's always an opportunity for us to be even more cognizant of the financial commitments that we make, as well as the innovation commitments that we make. And then finally, executing a guest experience we need to be accountable to, giving every customer the experience they want and expect from Chipotle. So that's what we're after.
So, Brian, I have a question for you here. Pershing Square and Bill Ackman, biggest shareholders, 10% of the company.
Yeah.
Of course, Bill Ackman's not shy when he wants change in a company, so I'd like to know two things. Have you spoken with him since you took on this new role? And also, can you tell us if he's right? He mentioned that you might move into breakfast, dessert, drive-thrus. Are we going to be getting a breakfast burrito anytime soon from you guys at Chipotle?
So, actually, I just recently had a great opportunity to sit down with Bill. We probably spent over an hour talking about Chipotle. One of the things that Bill and I are completely aligned on is Chipotle has tons of opportunity for growth as it relates to getting more people into the restaurant, driving transactions, driving the top line, building more restaurants, expanding our margins. And the thing that I'm excited about is he sees the same opportunity that I see, which is you have a brand that people love, you have a food proposition that people say is craveable, and then we're uniquely positioned with how we approach the integrity of those ingredients and how we prepare it fresh every day. So that's where we spend our time. He brought up some of his ideas that he has on growth for Chipotle. I think the thing we agreed on is there's a lot of opportunities. We're going to be choiceful on what we choose to move on first. Breakfast is not in the cards in the near term because I think there's actually a lot of other things we can be doing to grow this business, but not to say that's not an opportunity longer term.
So never say never on the breakfast burrito. Brian Niccol,
Correct.
New CEO of Chipotle, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.